Hey there guys, Digital/1 here, and we've got an exciting Kickstarter video to do today because it features, it features the Fidget Cube, and I'm very excited. Before I get into kind of the video here, I just want to preface this by apologizing in advance. I'm a little bit kind of sick right now. A little nasally and congested, and I think my voice sounds a little bit deeper than normal. I could also just be going through puberty with a side of sniffles, which I'm hoping is not the case because puberty is not a great time, as many of you can probably attest to. So sometimes it's fine, but I think most people can say it's one of the more awkward moments of life. But enough about puberty. This video is not about puberty. It's about Fidget Cube. That's the gist of this video. Just still on that subject. It reminds me of that episode of Friends where Phoebe gets sick so she can get that deep, raspily, sexy singing voice, which I don't have. I just sound very congested and kind of gross. So I hope that doesn't deter you from watching the rest of this video, because I'd like for you to stick around. And maybe you do think it sounds sexily and raspily and great and fantastic. And if that's the case, then thank you. I don't think so, but thank you. But anyways, though, like I said, let's just focus on Fidget Cube, because that's the cool thing about this video. Not me. It's this little doodad here. It did super well on its campaign. If you don't know what Fidget Cube is, it's kind of, I feel like it spawned its own fad that's going on right now. A lot of fidget devices, as I would call them. A lot of copies came about when the campaign was going on, and shortly thereafter, a lot of them you'd find on like eBay and Amazon and stuff like that. So spawned a lot of copies. Which I don't know how well they did. Obviously, I didn't pick one up. I was waiting for these to finally come in. And then you can see a lot of campaigns actually now on Kickstarter for fidget spinners. Have also become really big as well. So like I said, I think it's spawned a pretty big fad that's going on right now. I don't know how long the fad's gonna last, but it's a nifty little device. I'll kind of get into kind of the whole thoughts about it, but in the long and the short of it, I have nothing but really positive stuff to say about it, because I think it's a fantastic little device. Yeah, it did very well on its campaign. It did about 6.5 million. Its goal was only $15,000, so it smashed its expectations. And like I said, for something this small and just initially I think it seemed very niche, but I think anybody can really use it. Yeah, that 150,000 plus backers. It was one of the bigger campaigns, obviously, that's come about on the Kickstarter verse, so it did very well. Now, I guess kind of getting into it, I don't want to make this video too long, but basically, my first gripe, and it's more on me than the actual product, because I think when I finally got it, I felt really dumb. Just the packaging. I have nothing against the actual packaging, but I had a very tough time getting this one open. The first one that I opened up no problem. It was fine and dandy. This one, I opened it once, and actually in the process, this was actually in the process of not being able to get it open, and you can see that little mark on the side there. I kind of cracked the plastic, but you don't feel a crack. It's just on the inseams. But I had a tough time getting it open, which I still am, actually. Whenever I fully close it, I have a tough time getting it open. This one, like I said, opens up no problem. I have no problems with this one. So that was my one gripe. Everything else is pretty much positive on this product. But yeah, I had a tough time getting it open, and I kind of slightly broke the packaging. That's my only negative comment I think about this product. And like I said, I think it's just me either being dumb or weak or both. I don't really know. But anyways, getting into it though, just because I still have this one nice and closed up, just to give you an idea of what you might be able to see on the shelves maybe in the near future. You got the Fidget Cube here by Ansi Labs, and it's in a nice little plastic cubing case, and on the top there you got the little click portion of the Fidget Cube. Gives it a nice little kind of unique shape. And on the inside, I guess the only other gripe I've had was it was moving around while it was in transit. I guess it wasn't really bolted down by any means, other than if you can see on the it's a little hard just based on this angle, but let's see if I can focus up a little bit as well. But if you can see those 5 little holes there for the click portion of it, whoops, I think those were supposed to stay in the hole, and that's how it kind of kept it in place. But obviously, did not really work out, but I don't know if that was the actual intention. That's my thoughts on it, but I don't think it damaged it, obviously, in any way. You can move it around. It seems pretty durable, but that was my only gripe. It was just bouncing and boogling around, probably in transit. But safe to say, it's functional, and it seems okay. No scratches, dents, or anything like that. But anyways, though, that's the nice little packaging. I've already, like I said, pre-opened one up so I can give you an idea of what's inside. Obviously, you got the Fidget Cube. On this one, we got a nifty little add-on for it called Prism. It's basically just a silicone sleeve to kind of wrap around it, and gives it a little bit more kind of bumper protection. And on top of that, gives you a nice little keychain portion, so you can clip it on whatever you want, your keys, your bag, if you got nose piercings, you can maybe do that. I wouldn't recommend it, but you know, ideas out there. So a nifty little add-on for that. People were definitely clamoring for it during the campaign to get some sort of keychain attachment, so that's a nice way to go about that. On top of that, another part of the packaging gives you an idea of all the different sides, which we'll go through in a sec. And then last but not least, quick little two other things. A nice little pouch, has the Ansi Lab logo on it, and other than that, just a nice little sticker of the Fidget Cube, which is pretty nifty. I don't really know where to put it quite yet, but I'll find a spot. So yeah, there's that. There were a ton of different color combinations as well. So you have, in this case, I picked up two of them. One of them was the Kickstarter black and green color combination, and the other one was the gamer variety, which resembles the Super Famicom controller kind of color layout. So pretty nifty, obviously, color-wise. You had, like I said, a ton of different color combinations that you could have got. There was like an NES style one, red and gray and black and stuff like that. So a lot of cool stuff to fit your, you know, your personality, your color favorites and stuff like that. Now, to get into the nitty gritty of it, what do I think about Fidget Cube? I think it's great. That's kind of the gist of it, honestly. To kind of quickly go through all the sides here real quick. So the first side is the click side. I'll kind of focus in just a little bit here. So first is click. You got 5 buttons on here. The top 2 here are silent, while the other ones make a nice discernible kind of clicking noise to it. So you got 5 little buttons you can click. 3 are loud, 2 are not, which I like the clickiness to it, but it's nice and soft. I think a lot of people, so reading the comments on it after I received it, a lot of people were expecting a lot different on this. So if you were thinking of picking one up in the future, or if you haven't received yours yet and you want to get an idea, these are my thoughts about it. So they might be different from yours. But next side, we flip it over. We've got Glide. It's a nice little joystick portion. You move it around. It feels very similarly to the 3DS. Joystick, not so much like an actual controller one like you'd find on an Xbox or a PlayStation controller. So a little bit more shifty, a little bit lighter. So I would say if you're used to more like profound joystick, this is like I said, a little bit more in similar fashion to the 3DS one. Next up is Flip, which is like a little light switch. This is honestly my favorite of the sides. Nice loud clickiness to it. It's probably gonna get annoying for most people around the area, but I think it's got a nice loud click to it, and it's you know, it's very satisfying, I would say, in that regard. So there's that. The next one is Breathe, which is just this little flat surface. Just rub it, as far as I know. It's supposed to reduce anxiety and stress and stuff like that. It's got a very nice soft, you know, feel to it. I can't really think of anything specific. Like just soft plastic. It feels good. Next up is Roll, which is this side here, which is basically, there's kind of 2 portions to this side. So you got these little gears that just kind of move up and down, just like that. And you can move them up and down, whatever have you. And there's a little ball here. You can move it around, and it's also got a nice click to it as well, which is very nifty. I like that. So this is also a very fun side because there's a lot going on this side. And last but not least is Spin. It's got the Fidget Cube kind of engraved on there. It's a little hard to see, but otherwise this one, as the name suggests, just spin it around. It's got a nice little nub on there, so you got something to kind of go off of, but you can move it back and forth. But very fun. So those are all the sides of the Fidget Cube. Like I said, my personal favorite is the little flick portion of it. It's got like I said, it feels very satisfying, and it's like clicking a pen. It gets very annoying for other people, but it's very satisfying to just move in. You can go pretty quick on it, which I like. It's got a nice feedback to it, I guess I would put it. So that's kind of the gist of it. Like I said, I have nothing bad to really say about it. It's initially, like I said, I think it was a very niche product. I am one of those people that fidget around if I'm not really doing anything. I like to keep myself busy for the most part. I think recently, like I said, it's become a really big fad because a lot of people do fidget and they may not even notice themselves doing it, but a lot of people kind of fidget around at their desk, playing with, like I said, pens and pencils and just, their legs shaking and stuff like that. I was growing up, I shook my leg a ton during school. I played around with pencils and stuff like that. I think it's a very, like I said, I think it's a very neat little device. For people that, especially people that do notice themselves fidgeting a lot, it keeps you busy. Obviously, the downside to that, even in the regard of just using pens as an example, is it can be a little annoying. You hear a lot of clicking and clacketing and but it's fun for the personal enjoyment. I think it's a great little product. You can pre-order it still, or order it off their website. There's a link that I'll probably put down below if I can find the right links. If not, I'll put the Kickstarter page up, and it should be able to direct you from there. But I'll see what I can find. But otherwise, though, like I said, it's a nifty little device. There's a lot of copies out there, which may or may not necessarily be a terrible product, or at least a terrible kind of comparison. And I would still recommend something like this as a supplement to clicking your pens and stuff, because it's an enjoyable experience, and it keeps you busy, and it kind of I think in some ways it does de-stress you out. So I think it's a great little thing. I'm gonna stop ranting on it. I think it's a fantastic little Fidget Cube item, and otherwise I hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, then if you like what you see, if you haven't received yours yet, leave a comment, and I'll see if I can answer any more questions you might have on it, but I don't know if I have all the answers. I'll try my best. But otherwise, though, one last thing, actually. I think this is kind of cute, just before I get to the end of it. This is the packaging, the bubble wrap, and I think it's got a really cute kind of message on it. So you pop a couple to also de-stress. So they give you an extra 7th thing to keep you, you can pop some. Everybody loves, popping bubble wrap. I think that would be a fantastic kind of addition to this. I think the clicks are kind of the closest things you can get to kind of popping the bubble wrap, but it's not quite the same. I think if somebody could make like a infinite bubble wrap, which I think to a degree has already been made, I think that would be fantastic. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to see you guys in the next video, and hopefully I won't sound quite as sick. I don't think I sound too bad right now. I think I'm getting a little bit better. You guys are making me feel better. But yeah, anyways, though, I will peace out. Thank you guys for watching, as always, and have an awesome day.